Hello, my name's Andy and welcome to the garage. Well, here's my next restoration, just slightly moving on the turntable there. A Corgi Toys London Taxi cab. Now I've done the dinky version, so I thought it's time I did the Corgi one. This is just heavily play worn, as you can see. Chipped all over, tyres aren't bad, but a nice one to add to the collection in the taxi area. So I hope you're going to like this restoration. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Here we have our Corgi Toys Austin London Taxi cab number 418. 1, 2, 3 rivets, already conveniently centre punched. Just paint on this one. It's just really a repaint, a revival of the glass. The glass looks relatively good. Be able to do some decals for the number plate. Maybe not at the front because that is very small, but certainly the rear. We might just go a bit further and do a bit of advertising on the side doors like they have nowadays. So without further ado, let's just drill through these holes and see how we go. So we've got a 2mm drill. I've got a slightly bigger drill now, 4mm. The base, I felt the base moving there, so maybe, yes. There we go. At the front, certainly undone. And at the back. Sit down. There we go. So classic suspension there. Interior. Bit worn, faded, discoloured. Glass is not held in by anything, just pops out. See, it says taxi there. Interesting, we've got the partition behind the driver as well. So obviously got two holes we can drill and tap later. The base isn't bad, but it will need a respray. Should be able to get these the pullers. So get the pulling tool out later, or might just put a bit of WD-40 on, because what I found with the pulling tool is it's often hard to get it behind. These tyres are good. So good that one doesn't want to come off. There, so we've got 4 good tyres, that's a bonus. Let's just get some WD-40 on those. So I'm just going to try and pull them off. Okay, I'm not sure how far we got with our taxi in the last video, because I've been doing another one, another model. I finally managed to get this puller on to the base to get these wheels off. So let's see if we can move it. And I can feel it's just gone through there. Excellent. So we've now got our 2 axles clean. Got our interior, we've got our glass. And we've got some tyres there in the back. So can give this a polish and get it into primer. And I think we're off to stick traditional, we're off to go grey, we're off to go black. I wasn't thinking of doing that before, but I am now. I think it'll look okay. So Let's get this into the caustic now and get this one polished up into primer. Well, our taxi is out of caustic, it's had a polish, and we can take a look at the casting lines now, and there's quite a few. There's one there, big one there, coming around the front, got one there, each side. It's the same for both sides. I'm not sure about that, but I don't think that's a casting line. I think that is a headlight. We need a bit of filler there. What we have got is quite a bit of flashing round here, bit there. You can just see it there if I zoom in there later on, quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is get to work with this jeweler's tool and just see if we can't remove some of this. Now, you can do this with a file, but you risk filing bits you don't want to file, which is why I'm changed to this in some circumstances. So let's give it a go. Well, there you are. You can see that's come off. Now we can go around and do that with all the other bits. There's a bit more intricate stuff to do there. I will carry on doing that off camera and get back to you when it's finished. What I do, I might just get a little file in there at the end. Certainly go over with some 400, 800 sandpaper, wet and dry. Okay, we've removed our casting lines here, around the front, around the window, across the boot, etc. What we're going to do, just get a bit of, there we go, body filler on it. Because the roof is quite heavily pitted. So let's just, got this tool here and I've got a stick. Well, so let's get working. I might be able to smear this around with my finger, I'm hoping, where it needs to be. Lots of pits on there. Going on 2 feet, you gotta sand it all the way, remember. Need a bit round here. I think that's where this comes in. Bit of pitting down there. Okay, as you can see, we've been over with the 400, some 1200, had a pad on it, we tidied it up, it's had a bit of dip in the thinners. What next needs to be done is to sort out these posts. This hasn't been cleaned yet, it hasn't been in the caustic, just had some paint stripper on it, that's all. As you can see, we need to do a bit of work around these posts. These are a bit proud, so is that, so we need to flatten those down, and then I think we'll try and find some screws that'll fit and hold, and we'll see how we get on. Right, so what we've got is a little grinding wheel. Can go in like that, can go by the side. Okay, I've just tapped some 3mm holes in each of these. Also, what I've done, I've just sunk these a bit with a much wider drill so that my screws don't sit as proud. They were sticking up before, and that's one of the reasons I've quite a few boxes of these, because they all have slightly different heads. Now the other way you can go down this route is to it's got a screw on it already, is to put in a little washer. But I prefer to put in a 3mm if you can, rather than put a 2mm in the washer. Of course, that all depends on the size of the post, how ugly it might look with the screws in. I like to try and remember to do my test fitting at this stage before paint, so you know it's all going to go well. So, fingers stuck there. You can't see that screw, and to be honest, you're struggling to see those. Now I could put those in a bit deeper. I might do that, but she's ready for primer, quick final polish and clean, and into paint. And after much consideration, and the fact that I've looked up, this is an FX4, but it's got these side indicators, it's got these. I'm going to keep it as a traditional London black cab. Well, here we are, back with our London Taxi, and there's a dinky one that I did nearly 2 years ago now. I was quite pleased with that at the time, but as you can see, the paint has got a lot better. Now, we're looking at detailing just for the moment, and we'll see what we have to do. I'm just going to point it. So we've got some lights, an indicator, we've got a grille, got a bonnet badge, got door handles, and we've got these cute little like Dalek indicators on the top of the cab there. And then round the back we've got some lights to do. Now there is a very thin line there, and I've got to check up on this version of the FX4, see what it was like, and of course we got a number plate. So that's what we need to do next. The glass has come up pretty good. We need to recolour this yellow, see if we've got a small enough decal that says taxi. Now I did do one on this, as you can see, and not bad at all really, but minutely small. So we can take our cues from this because we've already done some research. They're not exactly the same. Interior's ready to go. We're doing as per model, Wheels are ready. Incidentally, there's a bad side and there's a face side. And I think that damage, especially on that one, you can see. I mean, I could polish it up and that, but you're not going to see it anyway. And that's probably from the puller, or me more likely, before I tried to use the puller, trying to get them off before. Whereas these ones, still a bit dull. But you're not gonna see that. And this Corgi Toys base has come up really nice. Corgi Toys 418. Right, so I'll stop the video there and take a look at what detailing we have to do on our cab. Well, they're the indicators that our cab needs. A bit different to the other one, because we do have this line showing here. So really, it's chrome with a blob of red. Right, I've got a brand new 000 brush, and I've decided to do this in Met 191 Humbrol rather than Molotow pen. I think it's going to be easier to paint. But it's not going to be easy at all, because there's a lot of fine detail here. And the first thing I'm going to attempt is back real light. Now you probably can't see that line. There is a line there, it was on the casting. It's still there. That's why I've chosen the 191, because I can use a really slim brush. I have masked off the last of the crown work, as you can see, and I've got these rear indicators to do that I'm going to use this Vallejo red on. Now, the top indicators, they were Humbrol 30 there, and the chrome work is Met 191 by Humbrol. So first, I'm going to have a go at these indicators. And the way I'm going to do this is use one of these little, they're like cotton bud sticks really, just to dot the paint round. And that's what I used on there, and it's pretty effective. So we'll see how runny this paint is. Right, get a few of these sticks into play. Right, that's gone pretty well. I hope you saw that. So we can put that down and we can get the Met Silver out now. Right, here we go with the Met Silver. Just bring it into view there. And the job's done. Now, that red's gone okay. So what we can do, we can peel that off. And I tried to leave tabs to do this. Some sort of lattice work, and it'll all come off in one go, like that. Just lost a little bit of paint on the top there for some reason. Anyway, detailing done. Now, in this process, we have picked up the odd scratch too, so it'll need a polish. That can go in a safe place to dry, and we can look at getting the axles together, etc. Okay, I've tried it with a hand vise, but this small vise here is the better way, because this is metal and my hand vise is plastic. So, right, got my hub on, squeezed it a bit with my fingers. I can now put it in this vise. Just tighten it up. Now, let's just see if you can see that. You can see that. It's just a matter of turning it and it's pushed in the hub on the axle. There we go. Okay, because I put these pieces of cardboard either side and add some tape just so the hub didn't get damaged. So we can go back to the main bench now. Right, so we've got our hubs on. Next up is get the tyres on. And there we have a rolling base plate. All we've got to do is put it onto the body. The body at the moment, that's just drying, a bit of wet paint on it. So we'll have to wait for that. Well, no, you're not seeing things. There are 4 taxis. Here's our recently restored one. This is a Corgi Toys one I did a while ago. And these are 2 that are off to be in this month's purchases. That's a Dinky, and that's the Corgi that superseded this, I think. It's a lot bigger. And in the real world, that is the shape that superseded our taxi as well. Gone are the bunny ears, which these were called. In come the regular rear headlights. It's on them all. Different grille, indicators at the front, more leg room, etc. Anyway, that said, we are at assembly. So you can see we've kept original with this one. So let's get the glass in. That just popped in. Got to make sure. Now I didn't try and do a taxi decal there. It's far too small. I did one on this and just got away with it. Don't know if you can see that there. This was too small, so I didn't attempt it. Got the partition there. Now, the plastic wasn't bad. It's quite thin in places. All I've done with that is just squirted some furniture polish on it, gone round it with a cotton bud. It's regular for the cab. It's got all the seats in the right place. And got our screws to put in. Now I could have changed the colour of these, I guess. That shows you the way nipping in. Right, and there we have our taxi. Now just take a minute out to look at them both. As you can see, my paint has come on a lot better. This was one of the early ones I did. Now the Dinky Toys, they had opening doors. This one doesn't. It's far bigger, as you can see. It's got a better interior. This one's got a driver. That's an older Dinky. Now this was an actual replacement of this model of cab, and maybe the actual model car itself. Notice we've gone plastic now with the wheels, but we've got opening doors. We've got a coloured interior. We haven't got a driver. That's a nice model. That's a few chips. But, thought it worth showing those. And the next time you see this one, will be on the turntable. Well, this is what we started with. A play one, Corgi Toys London Taxi. It's been a real pleasure to do this one, a nice simple one to do. So I hope you've enjoyed it. So without further ado, let's see what we ended up with, shall we? Because here it is now. Corgi Toys London Taxi Cab. Well, here is our Corgi Toys Austin London Taxi, made by Corgi between 1962 and 64. Doesn't she look a beauty? Bit of extra detailing, but stuck to the original model in the main. Now, Corgi based this on a London Taxi, an FX4 made by Austin between 1958 and 1969. It came in auto or manual, petrol or diesel, most were diesel, 2178cc diesel, and this one had the roof indicators known as the bunny ears, which were phased out when the 1969 model came in. In various forms, the FX4 taxi was made between 1958 and 1997. Over 75,000 were made. It's a design classic and a London icon as much as any physical landmark like Big Ben is. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm really pleased with the way this model came out. And I look forward to seeing you next time for another video. I leave you with the Corgi Austin London Taxi. Thank you for watching and take care.